They quote in Isaiah where it says, and it's in Isaiah 40:22, the earth is a circle, is an absolute stupid assertion as well, because they didn't have the word sphere back then to understand that they didn't understand that word. So for them to write a word, for them to have a, shoot, I'm forgetting the word again. I did this earlier today when I made a vlog video. For them to not understand the word sphere, and if they would have written it, it would have made the book, that would have put the whole book into question for me, because that is a, what do they call it? Oh, I got it here somewhere. Oh my goodness, I can't remember it. I've got it. Shoot, let me see here. Oh my goodness, I can't find it. What the heck did I do with it? Basically, it puts this word there that doesn't exist yet and uses it, and that is a anachronism. There we go. I didn't find it, but it's an anachronism. To give them a word, to have them say a word that doesn't exist is absolutely preposterous and would throw the whole thing into question, just like the Book of Mormon has unexplained things that pop into it when it's not something that existed yet, such as them saying Jesus, them saying book, them saying the word Sam, even Sam, which was not it was a Anglicanized, Americanized version of the word Samuel, of the name Samuel. It didn't exist back in those times that the Book of Mormon was written. It didn't come out for another for another 1,200 years after it was written. So for it to be thought that it would be in there is ridiculous. And nobody that was interpreting it or translating it would translate it that way. But the name's in there nonetheless. And in this thing, anyways, it says that the Earth is flat because it's circular, not spherical, which is stupid because it says that the heavens cover the Earth, and the Earth is circular, and the heavens cover the Earth like a tent, likewise. So they're covering a tent. Like the tents back then were usually round and usually as close as they could get to a dome. They normally came up to a point like a circus tent, if you will, but they were, it covered the whole thing, and it was round, if you will. It went around, and it was, boom. That's how their tents worked, or whatever. They tried to get them as round as they could, just better structural and things, or whatever, But they did have square ones as well. But for somebody to say, well, yeah, see, it says it's flat. No, it doesn't say it's flat in the Bible. Actually, it only says that it was circle. The Earth is a circle, and from the standpoint for anybody to say that back then, versus it's just flat and it goes on forever, or it drops off right here and it's not circular, it's just jaggedy and it drops off right here, and the ocean drops off out there in the ocean, was a monumental thing. And it's just ignorance for somebody to say that it's saying that the world's flat. It's not. It's saying that the world is round. And the world is round. One more thing. I was about to press play, but if I said the world was round, and then somebody on this clip were to say, that comments on this clip says, the world isn't round, you idiot. See, you don't know what the heck you're talking about. Would that make them look like a fool, or would that make me look like a fool? Because if I said the world is round, and they said, no, it's not, it's a sphere, isn't that just getting more technical and more it's just totally nitpicking at something when it's, you know what I mean. It's round. It's not a square. It's not a box, if you will. It's not a cube. I'm saying it's round, and spheres are round. Isn't that is it just asking too much? Especially when it's not like, "Thus saith the Lord" in Isaiah 40:22. When it's not saying, "Thus saith the Lord, the earth is round," or the earth is a circle. Isn't it just a little bit ridiculous to do that? It's just stupid to me, but.
If you knew that he stretches out the heavens like a curtain refers to the expansion of the universe, while all the other passages are merely metaphorical, you are correct. Question 9. Which of these denominations is the one...
How can the how can any of them be considered metaphorical when it's like the sun goes around the earth? That's not metaphorical. That's just a false statement. Bats are birds. It never says that. It never says the sun goes around the earth either. But the earth sits on pillars. That is metaphorical. That's the only one I see that's metaphorical. Beetles walk on 4 legs. Never says it. Moon is a light. Yes, it does say that, but the moon is a light for the nighttime, just like it says. It says that one's for the nighttime, or the greater of the lights is for the day, and the lesser of the lights is for the night, and the moon is a light. It reflects light, and then it is a light, which is absolutely it's just preposterous to me. But back on to the rest of the questions. Let's see here. Okay.
Question 9. Which of these denominations is the one true form of Christianity?
Now, the Bible depicts the church of Christ. The church that Jesus Christ established was not a building, a place, a corporate establishment. It was a body of believers, a group of believers. There was no one true church. Now, what they have on here is Catholic, which is Catholicism, Baptist, Presbyterian, Pentecostal, Presbyterian, oh man, I can't even say it right now. Episcopals, Seventh-day Adventists, Mormons. That's a 500 YouTube clips to understand that, and Methodist. Like I said, none of them. To be the true Church of Christ, you just have to take everything that, and have an understanding of, don't just read it and be like, bam, that's what I believe, but you have to understand what those people were going through at the time, look at the context of the Bible, and believe everything that the Bible says in context and in full understanding. And that, people that do that are the true church, not those that go to the right building, not those that have the right temple endowments, not those that don't ever have a boyfriend until you're 18, or very strict rules like that, or whatever. Not those that baptize their babies before they can accept Christ. Not any of those that are not those that don't go to church on a certain day of the week. Go to the building they call church a certain day of the week or whatever. None of those qualify you to be the true church. Now their response is, this.
If it's plainly obvious that your denomination is the one that God himself would follow, you are correct. Question 10. Which of these potentially aborted fetuses reminds us that all human life is precious?
Now, a Christian would instantly say all life is precious, just like the Bible says and just like we believe. And that's why a high number of Christians fight against abortions completely. As much as some people, we feel in our fleshly just our fleshly inclinations that they don't deserve to live. We know deep in our hearts that every person deserves to live, and to kill anybody, especially a baby, not even especially a baby, just to kill anybody, and even a baby, is completely wrong, and something that true Christians should not accept, especially when there's so many other ways to make sure that that baby is well taken care of, and if you're not ready for him, to get rid of him. But they have Adolf Hitler, Saddam Hussein, John Wayne Gacy, Joseph Stalin, Bernard Madoff, who I don't even know who that is, David Berkowitz, I don't know, Dane Cook, and Osama bin Laden.